Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. I'll never forget a YouTube video that I watched in December of 2017. And mind you, at this point, I had been in the world of crypto for all of roughly 4 weeks at this point. So I was brand new, green as it gets. And a few days before XRP went on its biggest run in history, where it went from about 20 cents all the way up to almost $4, just, I don't know if it was 2 or 3 days prior to that, I watched a YouTube video from this guy. I really wish I could remember who it was. I never saw him after this. I don't even know if he's still making crypto-related YouTube videos. I just remember, well, if memory serves anyway, I think he was at a playground for some reason. I don't remember if he was with his kid or something like that, but I remember him speaking, and what he was saying is that he had just sold all of his XRP. He sold all of his XRP because he was disappointed in it. And it was just a coin that he had bought some time ago, and it's just, there's just the opportunity cost. There are so many other coins at that point that had just taken off, and they were melting faces, but XRP wasn't. And so he's like, it's failed. I was wrong. I shouldn't have gotten it. I admit that. I am selling my XRP. And I'm paraphrasing, of course, but that's the message that he conveyed. Days later, and I remember thinking before when I was like, I don't know if that's a good idea, because I just understood, like, when it comes to investing, it's the same type of psychology when it's just investing in the stock market too. So admittedly, while I was new to crypto, I was like, I don't know if that's the right way to if that's a good rationalization for getting out, but okay, he did his thing. And then days later, it just starts taking off. And I was thinking before it took off, I was like, he might regret that. And just days later, it went from 27 cents, and over a roughly 2.5 week period, whatever it was, ran up to almost $4. And he missed that because of a lack of patience. People do sell at a loss, and they sell when they're impatient, and it's unfortunate. And even really smart people do this. And so that's why I stand by the concept that the best approach for most people, and I'm not telling you specifically, anybody listening to this, to buy or sell or hold anything, that's not the point, but I do believe this concept to be true. I'm happy to share the concept, which is simply that it makes sense for most people, since we're not wizards and we're not financial gurus. I'm not a financial guru. It makes sense to not try and time markets or use emotion to make important buying and selling decisions, which is why when I buy something, I just sit there and I hold it for years on end, and whatever happens, happens. And data shows that approach in the stock market, and in crypto, it's the same human DNA after all. It shows that those people that just don't do anything after they purchase, they're the ones that make the most money. The people that get in and out of positions, try to time markets, they're the ones that don't have as good a time. And so, given that all that's true, I was particularly surprised by this story from the Daily Hodl. This piece was titled, Kevin O'Leary Outlines Bear Market Strategy. Says he's selling these underwater cryptos to invest in Bitcoin. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice. And you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. Now, as I record this, XRP is up to 45 cents. And we had a bit of a bearish experience today. Here, I'll pull up a 24-hour chart for XRP. You can see here. Got as low as 43 cents, but we're climbing back out of it. It wasn't XRP specific. The whole market moves in tandem, as I'm sure most of you are aware at this point. And so Bitcoin, here, I'll 24-hour chart for Bitcoin too. You can see if it loads, it's pretty much the same damn story, right? Market moves in tandem. So Bitcoin's at $19,134. It was as low as $19,025. But markets do seem to be, at least at the time I'm recording this, heading towards the upside. You got the market cap for the asset class, $937 billion. Bitcoin dominance at 39.17%. And crypto fear and greed index at 23 out of 100. So the little typical retail living speculators out there, the lovable and cuddly as they are, they're in extreme fear. And it's too bad because there's so much opportunity to be had right now, yet they're feeling fearful. And so many people are panic selling. Now, in the case of Kevin O'Leary of Shark Tank fame, I don't think he's panicking in the least, but I do question some of what he's doing here. And he ends up stating that he's selling coins at massive losses for tax purposes. You'll see as I go through this. But he's not doing that with all of the coins with which he has massive losses. And for a guy who is like an incredible businessman, wild success, I mean, in my opinion, And I'm not trying to be overly critical here, but it just goes to show, like, even the smartest, smartest and most talented people on the planet, successful people on the planet, it doesn't mean that they're going to be gurus in all aspects of investing, especially when it comes to crypto. So again, this piece from the Daily Hodl titled, Kevin O'Leary outlines bear market strategy, says he's selling these underwater cryptos to invest in Bitcoin. Shark Tank investor Kevin O'Leary says he is implementing a new investment strategy for his crypto holdings as digital assets remain in a bear market. In a new interview with Daniela Cambone of Stansberry Research, O'Leary outlines the crypto investment steps he is taking heading into the year's end. He says he plans to sell crypto investments that are currently underwater and invest most, if not all, those funds into Bitcoin. So I look at this and I'm just like, ugh. I mean, if he really thinks that he can outperform crypto markets and he's somewhat newer to crypto, I understand that when the market gets out of bear territory, I understand that it's Bitcoin historically that leads that out of there. So I get that, but you don't know for sure when markets are going to do a thing. And he ends up recognizing that certain things move in tandem, but he doesn't seem to get the full gravity of the situation so far as I can tell. In fact, so take a look at his quote on this topic, and I would seriously love to hear what your opinions are on this. And you let me know, please. And I'm totally cool with critical, comments against, whatever my perspective. I love thoughtful discourse as long as it's done in an adult and, civil manner. But if I'm missing something, somebody's going to have to tell me here. But here's the quote. Well, I'm doing what a lot of other traders are doing. So pause. There's the problem right there. Almost 100% of traders on the planet lose money. Did you know that? That's a real fact. It's true in stocks. It's true in crypto. Google it. I'm not kidding you. It's something like 90 to 95% lose money. And then the few that are making money, I don't know if they're consistently making money. And it doesn't mean that they're making a fortune doing this. Most people are horrible at this. So do you think that you're going to be in the 5%? And then if so, what about the level of stress that you're going to endure? What about the level of risk that you're taking on? Do you want to see if you can be in, that small percentage of humans that actually makes a profit to some degree? Because to me, it's not worth it when you're talking about investing in crypto, the opportunity, it's so common, even with large cap coins, to have 100% gains, percentage gains in the hundreds, if not thousands. And so recognizing that's why I'm sitting here like, my God, my XRP, I think it's going to be worth a damn fortune. Am I going to get out of XRP for tax purposes? And then it just depends too, because like you talk about taking, I understand, taking a loss. Okay, you could benefit. I get it. Fine, you write-offs. But also, at least in the United States, if you don't hold your crypto for at least a year, you're going to get taxed harder when you sell it also. So I don't know, maybe he's got the tax side figured out, but I'm not taking as big of an issue on him for, if that's his stated tax goal. Okay, fine. Let's just say I buy that. What about the part where he's basically behaving like a trader and trying to time markets here? This is where it gets peculiar. So here's the rest of his quote. I'm going into the November time period with over 34 different positions on, many of them underwater. So naturally, what I'm going to do, now that the IRS and other regulators around the world are now looking at crypto in terms of tax compensation very much like a security, I'm going to have to trade. So I'm going to be doing trading, taking some of the projects that have been decimated down 40%, 50%, 60%, 70%, 80%, 90%, selling those and basically buying what I consider the granddaddy index of all crypto, Bitcoin, end quote. So I saw that and I'm just sitting here thinking, my gosh, this is like the number one thing that you learn when you're new in crypto to not do after you do it, is when, if you sit around for a market cycle, you kind of figure it out. When something's down 90%, that's not the time to sell it. If you wanted to get out, it's before it's down 90%. Once it's down that much, my gosh. Because given that the entire crypto asset class moves in tandem, doesn't it seem a little peculiar? And it actually gets even more strange though. So check this out. The piece continues. O'Leary says he may also add some more Ethereum to his crypto investment portfolio, saying that in the bear market, the crypto projects with the largest market caps are the safest bets. He also predicts a price correlation among ETH scaling solution Polygon and ETH Layer 1 rival Solana. And check out this quote. This is why this is so mind-blowing to me. He says, "So I can go through the tax season owning more Bitcoin. I will. Maybe a little bit more Ethereum. But basically, the large market cap names are the ones that matter. So if you're going to do a basket of names to hold through the back end of the year, I would say it's going to be Bitcoin, Ethereum, Polygon, and Solana. You know those are huge market cap names, and I think are going to index together. I don't think any one of those breaks out of the pack. They all kind of trade in tandem. So if you're only going to own one, it's probably going to be Bitcoin, but all the rest trade in tandem with Bitcoin anyways." Exactly. So think about this. He's stating that those four make sense, so Bitcoin, Ethereum, Polygon, and Solana, because he thinks that they're going to move in tandem. But the whole market moves in tandem. So why sell any of them? If they're pretty much all down anyway, why are you handpicking just a few? I don't see where the wisdom is in this. So again, set aside the tax implications, because I don't know his tax situation. Maybe there's going to be some benefit there. But then aren't you open yourself up to the additional risk by not having exposure to these highly volatile cryptos, because you don't know for sure when they're going to take off? And that's why for me, I don't sell hoping that I can buy back in later. Because even if I do that successfully 10 times in a row, what if I fail on the 11th? Hell no, I'm not taking that risk. And that's why, again, for the typical person, like, it makes sense to just do nothing. And so you all do whatever you want. I'm just saying here, and maybe this magically works out for him. You know, having been in this almost 5 years now, I've certainly encountered no shortage of people that have stated that I'm doing it wrong by not trying to time the market. They're like, look at this. I just sold here, and then I bought back this much lower, and now I have X amount more. And I'm sitting there like, yeah, okay, well, even if that's true, you just open yourself up to a whole bunch of risk because you don't know for sure what's going to happen here. And you think that you're going to be in that tiny percentage of humans that times markets and succeeds. The data could not be more clear. The people that do this make less money. And here you have Kevin O'Leary doing this. So even if there are tax benefits, if you miss the boat, you miss the boat. And it's already down 90%. My gosh. So maybe he makes out on the tax. Okay, super duper. But the risk exposure, it's just, I don't know. I'm not trying to be too harsh. I'm like, I think the guy's a brilliant businessman. But when it comes to this, I'm just thinking, my God, this is like a crash course in what not to do for most people. I think anyway. I don't know. I guess I'll leave it there. You guys tell me what I got wrong, what I got right. I don't know. I'm just saying, I'm just going to keep holding my XRP and all my other cryptos. You know, I also hold somewhere in the neighborhood of, I think, about 30 different cryptocurrencies. I'm just going to hold. That's it. I don't worry about timing. I don't worry about the rest of the stuff. It's an unsophisticated approach, but it works. It just works. It's the same for the stock market. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.